guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back with our faction accounts and we are on the Lightbearer account. We're going to go ahead, we're going to do up our summons. We are looking for Peggy as of right now. Then we're going to do a little bit of a push. What I'm thinking with the Lightbearer accounts or with the faction accounts in general, just to make it easier, is going through trying to push 10 stages at a time. That way every week we're making quite a bit of progress if we can get through those 10 stages. I know some of the accounts are much farther than this, but ultimately we're going to go through. It's going to be easy at the beginning, but as the weeks progress, every single week, that way we can focus on the faction accounts, because I know a lot of people have been asking for them, ultimately making some progression in there. So right now, guys, we almost have all of the Lightbearers built. We are almost completely maxed out on all the faction accounts. We need some more food for Peggy, which is good. Add a couple more stars to a few heroes here, and then essentially the account will be completely maxed out. And we're going to stockade and actually save all of our resources. So when it comes to the next hero that comes out. So let's go ahead. We'll do our summons first. So let's go down here and we'll look at our stones. So got a lot of rare food in there. Saving up the blue stones. And we do have 9 elite hero soul stones. So I'm hoping that we can get some good pulls out of here. Some good Lightbearers, which there is Respin. So we unlocked him for the Wilder team, which is good because we still need them when it comes to going through the towers. But look at that, guys. Triple Respin. Wow. We got an Allard in there as well, but triple Respin. That's kind of crazy, especially from an unlock. And we do have a copy of Drez, which isn't bad. Soulless. And then, of course, Allard, I'm still kind of on the fence. A lot of people have said he's not very useful. A lot of people who have built him have said they're very disappointed with him. So ultimately, guys, we're going to have to see, because we haven't built exactly where he's going to fit in, if he fits in. I also want to do the Magician's Hat really quick and just really show you guys how much loot you get out of this thing. This is what the reason is one of my favorite events. Boom, that is 150 of our Twisted Essence. We got Poke Coins, got a lot of Hero Essence. We got emblems in there as well. That is why I had said earlier, if you're looking to spend anything in AFK Arena, this is definitely an event that you can put a little bit into, because it is so loot heavy. I mean, every single pull right there with Stargazer cards, we got some more Twisted Essence, but every single pull in here, you do get a significant amount of resources, which is awesome, especially with those 24-hour chests. That is a ton of essence, ton of hero essence there. And our final pull gives us, I was hoping for a couple more Stargazer cards. That's okay. So we got 5 tricks so far. All right, so let's get into the summons, guys. We got quite a few companion points. We have 25 scrolls, 18,000 diamonds, which again, we are looking for Peggy. We need copies of Peggy, guys. We need a total of 3 copies of Peggy. And then we just need food. And we will be all set to build her all the way to Ascended. We'll get our avatar frame. And there's our first elite, guys. A copy of Chimera. Chimera is still used in the Twisted Realm. A lot of people have swapped her. So they actually use the swap scroll to go ahead and swap her to another hero. But it looks like that will finish it for Chimera. Go ahead and add a quick star on her so we can drop her out of the list. And she is maxed out, guys. So that gives us another 5-star. We add our first star there to Allard. So let's drop her out of the wish list. Who do we got? We have Odin in there. We still have Thorn in there. We have Isabella. We need Grez in there. We got to build Grez. Grez is going to be required for the Twisted Realm. I thought I already had him built, but ultimately we definitely need some copies of him. All right, so that'll do it for our companion points. Let's go ahead. We'll do our 2 regular summon scrolls. One just a little bit of rare heroes. Second one, there's our elite, which is a copy of Thane. Definitely can use more copies, pretty much of any of our regular Lightbearer heroes. All right, so we need a couple copies. We need 3 copies in total for Peggy. Hoping we don't have to burn too many diamonds to go through. And there's our first one, guys. We need 2 more copies, and we'll have enough food to get her up to Ascended. Or we'll have enough copies. We got to make sure we get enough food. Double. There it is, guys. Boom. That gives a double copy there of Peggy. which is awesome. So we'll go ahead, we'll use the rest of our diamonds for our swap. Let me make sure here that we got enough. There's our double copies of Peggy. And we already have her up to Elite Plus, or Legendary Plus right now. So just a little bit of food, which it looks like we're still a little bit shy on food. So we'll do a couple more summons, but we have enough copies. Very, very cool, guys. We have enough copies to get her up to, all the way up to Ascended. All right, so a couple more summons here. Hopefully we can get lucky with a little bit more fodder, which we got a copy of Morvis there. Got another Elite. Gives us another copy of Ullard. Our final pull here, guys. Copy of Angelo, so not too bad. Got a card on the table, so we'll pick up another Lightbearer for sure. Is a copy of Cecilia. So we might be able to use a couple of those copies to go ahead and, let's see, so we got a copy of Hogan. There's one more of Hogan. So we can actually use the copies we have of him. So we just need one more, guys, one more solid fodder, but that unlocks her signature item, so she is ready. And like I said earlier, guys, that is the last Lightbearer. Look at all of those that we got maxed out. So let's check out the Oak Inn. I think we got quite a few pieces of furniture in there. Peggy is already in there, and I want to say a lot of the heroes in the Lightbearer faction we already have maxed out. We have everybody maxed out. Short of finishing out the furniture, we have no one to swap, guys, so we're just going straight up summons here, and then we'll see who we can max out. We're probably going to have to start building furniture for more Lightbearers, or we'll just save our pull coins. That way, if we do get a new hero, we'll actually be able to build them up. So there's another copy for Oscar, which I really hope they do something with Oscar. And I don't know any players that use them or use them in formations. So there's another mythic pull, which is a copy for Thane. Back-to-back mythic pulls right there. And a double. A Peggy and a Thane. Very, very nice, guys. So that is two copies there for Thane and another one. That was another mythic pull. And another double. Hendrik and Belinda. And another one. That's 4 in a row, guys. Is it going to be another double? It's a single, but it's Hendrik. That is absolutely crazy. That's 6 pieces of mythic furniture in what, 4 pulls? All right, so we got another piece right there, which is for Falks. All right, so 2 more cards on the table. These ones we're actually just going to sell. Do our smart selection. All right, so let's see where we're at. So that gives a 3-piece to Thane. Looks like we're going to have to, probably going to have to drop Falks out of here. So let's take a look. So Falks is already at 8. So even though we didn't get any copies for Ullard, I'm going to go ahead and do one of these cards for Falks just because I want him to be maxed out in the probability of us pulling his specific furniture, the one piece that were needed. We'll just go ahead and max him out. What does it actually do? Falks or any of his ally have a factional advantage. The factional advantage will be increased by 8%, so not too bad. The majority of enemy debuffs affected are removed when successfully struck by Falks' normal attack. That's actually not too bad either. So if the enemy debuffs are removed, or enemies' buff effects are removed, that's kind of like the artifact from the Labyrinth. So it'll go ahead and remove those. All right, so let's drop Falks out of here. Like I said, for Lightbearers, I think that is everybody. We have everybody in the list. I think Taylene, we can drop back in there. We got 2 pieces for her, so we'll continue to build her. So we got 1 more card, but I'm not going to use it right now. I know Lucius is close, but we want to make sure that we're finishing them out 9 of 9. But we got 3 for Thane, which is good. Picked up another piece for Belinda. Picked up some there for Hendrik. So very nice overall, guys. That is awesome. So look at that. We just have Peggy. Peggy, add a couple more stars to a few more heroes, and this faction will be completely built. We're just going to have to focus on who we're going to build up with the red chest, who we're going to go ahead and focus on building, because we have more than enough resources, which I think we can take Peggy all the way to a plus 20 signature item. Then we're going to push through our 10 stages in the campaign. And I still want to find a place for Peggy, guys. I'm still searching. This is the account. I'm hoping that we can find it pretty easy. There's a little bit more haste to her. There we go, plus 20. So that is exactly where we want. We still got 45 red chests in there. We're going to get 140 from the event. So we're going to have to figure out who we're going to max out next. And look at the team, guys. Very, very cool. All right, so now we're going to get into the campaign. So we know the teams in here are super over-leveled. Looking at the level deficiency, I believe it's been, I want to say probably a month since we went ahead and ran this campaign. With the Lightbearers, we pushed a couple chapters, but again, we're going to stick to the 10 stages. So essentially every single week, if we can finish out 10 stages, of course, it's going to get more difficult when we get to the 2 teams, the 3 teams, so on and so forth. But ultimately, guys, we're going to push through here. Look at Cecilia doing 48 million damage. Her double ult, very, very powerful, guys. If you haven't built her, very powerful. And we're running Rigby in here as well. He's another hero that it's interesting to see. I wanted to try Allard down here with Nara, which as you can see, Nara can't even touch her, even through the shields. Can't touch him right through the shields. Literally nothing that Nara could do out of there to really break through that shield. And that's one of the things that are positive about Allard. But ultimately, people are saying not very effective overall. So we're going to go ahead and swap up our team a little bit. One team comp that I do like to run in here is with Astrilda and Hendrik. And running that combination with Gwen works well, just because of the pushback. I really like the pushback. Keeping heroes off of Rowan, keeping heroes off of Allard right back there, which he just got snatched up by Nara. So it looks like this might be a very, very easy defeat. There we go. So even with the level deficiency, yeah, we're going to have to swap out Cecilia. Let's go ahead and throw in Gwen. Gwen is perfect for this combination, which unfortunately we just fed her right to Nara. Didn't even realize till I clicked play. But we'll see if we can get this done. Big thing here, guys, is with Rowan and his stuns, his survivability. It is just absolutely a necessity to build with the Lightbearer account, which is what makes him so very valuable. Honestly, he's probably one of the most powerful heroes, if not the most powerful hero in the game. From a support aspect, absolutely just destroys. So here running Hendrik and Astrilda again, look at that. Everyone is stacked straight into the back line. And Gwen can just absolutely rain fire on there. And I like the combination of having Allard in there as well, because he protects Astrilda, or he will protect the frontmost hero, which in this case, it was Hendrik right there. Last time it was Astrilda. So ultimately keeping them alive, the longer that I can keep them alive on the enemy side, the longer we are buying Gwen to essentially do a ton of damage from the enemies being over there. Right there, we just did the same. We knocked them all back, even though we had the confine ability from Falks right up in the top. Took her out of the battle really quick. But again, didn't make a difference because Gwen is so strong. Very, very cool to see, guys. 53 million damage there she put out in a very short amount of time. 30-40. We're going to swap Falks in here. We're going to go with, let's go back to our normal team. So we're going to put, this is the team comp that I like, which is interesting combination because in this one, Rose is following Cecilia. So if you look there, the double alt Cecilia, Rose is following Cecilia, which kind of makes it crazy strong. I know this really isn't viable in the campaign. Big thing here is because we have this massive level deficiency, and I think it's like 30 levels at this point, it's very easy to go ahead and run kind of silly comps because we know we're going to win just because of the levels. Running anything around level 140 deficiency is really big, but we are so close in levels here. Ultimately, we could probably push through with anyone. We could probably even run it with 4 heroes and push through because we haven't made progression on this account in such a long time. I do love running the double damage as well. So here we're running Cecilia and we're running Gwen. So really running the double damage allows them to do a lot because we have Rowan in here and we have Rose in here. Lucius is a hero that is phased out. He works here effectively because, again, our levels are so close. We don't have that massive gap in here. So ultimately allowing us to push through these very, very quickly and very easily, which I think right there, it looks like Rose is following Lucius. So we're going to do double shields, literally just mass shields to get this team down. There's Rowan with the stuns. Boom, Cecilia with that ult. I love the ult that she does. Very, very cool. And look at that. Rose does more damage than anybody, which is kind of crazy, but I've said it from the beginning. Rose does a ton of damage, guys. So we're going to swap Gwen up to the top. Of course, we got a quick banish. But the banish ultimately allows Cecilia to do a ton of damage because Gwen is eating the banish instead of Cecilia getting banished. Ultimately running 1 damage versus running 2 damage. 27. So again, Rose doing a ton of damage on that one. Guys, so that will do it. Those are our 10 stages for this week. We're going to keep running the faction accounts every single week so we can actually make some progression in there. We'll try to hit up 10 stages every single day. We'll collect up some of our loot here. So we're at around 36. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Very, very cool to see the progression. We will continue it in the next coming weeks. And as always, thank you guys for watching.